Hello everyone, here we are for the Pennzoil Cup Series, Season 2, Race 17 at New Hampshire, and also known as the first chase race of Season 2. Last year it started at New Hampshire, this year it is starting here again, and one driver will be eliminated after this race. Jake Booker took the win here. He's on the pole again this time. We're going to have to see if he can follow up what he did last year and win his second title. However, let's get straight into your starting lineup with Jake Booker, last year's champion, on the pole, and Kyle Collins on his outside. Row 2, Cody Russell and Jay Barker. Row 3, Zach Cars and Brian Lennon. By the way, you may notice there is a chase sticker for the people who are in the chase. Row 4, Kyle Singer and Jack Newman. Row 5, AJ Davidson and Michael Jones. You see it on both of their cars. Row 6, Ryan Dunn and Derek Petrie. Row 7, Blaine Keys and Zach Moskey, two of the underdogs for the chase. Row 8, Nicholas Smeed and Rick Witt, two drivers who are not even in the chase. Row 9, Addison Steinbeck and Aaron Mooks. Row 10 finds Michael Kraft and Brian Boone. This is starting to get to where the starting positions aren't so good. Daniel Voiles and Jay Durrell, not where they wanted to start for the first chase race. Kevin Ulrich and Nick Purcell make up row 12. Row 13, Chloe Baker confirmed and Nick Gabot. Row 14, Arsha Sain and your points leader leading into the chase, Webster Zygarde. Row 15, Matthew Brown and Michael Krister. Row 16, the lowest starting chaser, Gary Weaver and Giovanni Barraza. Row 17, Aaron Allen and newly teamed Cesar Chavez. Row 18, Eric Willis and leader of the Rookie of the Year, Jose Viquez. Row 19, Daniel Maxwell and Brock McMahon. Row 40, Brian Kendall and Hergio Larvin Alonso. And finally, in row 21, Nikita Rizkov and Ethan McDowell. Here are the people that did not qualify for the race, and we are just about set to get our first chase race underway. Here we are, green flag is waving in the air. Last year's champion crosses the start line to start 57 laps at this track as the Lays Chevy down into turn 1. If you don't remember, he absolutely dominated this race last year, and it would definitely prove to be a symbol for the rest of the year, as Jake Booker really led the entire field for the chase the entire season with flying colors at the end. In fact, he even outweighed 4th place when it came down to Daytona by the end of the series, that 4th couldn't even make it if he wanted to. So Jake Booker really he had such a dominating season last year. Looking to see if he can have one again. And as things are looking right now, looks like it's going to be the same. Well, looking back in our field, we mentioned Gary Weaver started 31st, the lowest chase racer in the field, but he's already about to get by the 12 car of Webster Zygarde. Now, last year we saw the 47, the 32, the 53, all were cars that were really good in the first part of the season. However, all of them got out within the first 2 rounds. And we're hoping that this does not happen again, because Webster Zygarde, he was first coming into the chase, and now he looks like he might be the first one to be kicked off. Remember, no matter what, it's the last person who finishes this race out of the chasers does not make it on. Last year was Jack Newman. It could be anyone here again today. And it might be Jay Durrell, the 4-time winner. He's also back here, so probably the 2 dominant drivers are in the back right now. So either they used it all up during the main season, or maybe they just can't perform in the chase. Maybe there's just a jinx against really good drivers in the postseason versus in the chase season. However, we got some changes in teams over here. We got Cesar Chavez running the 25 car for Taco Bell. A little bit of a changed paint scheme, but not much is different on that car. However, the reason for this was because Cesar was completely booted after making an opinionated statement about Philippines Racing Development, and he was booted immediately. Replaced with Tasha Jasmine Rodeo that did not qualify with the race. Here is the part owner, Hergio Larvin Alonso, obviously has been pretty much the name of controversy right now. However, you cannot deny he has 2 wins so far, and it's definitely been a step up from last year. He almost made the chase, but just came up a little short after being wrecked at Richmond, looking to just get a 3rd win at most in this chase season. Kyle Collins was denied entry into the chase by 1 spot, 3 points. Was the margin of loss that the 83 did not make it in, and he was taken out in the All-Star race, which also took away a chance of making the chase. The 83 wants redemption. He's going for the lead. Another guy that's not a chaser but it's running well is Nicholas Samudio. The expectations were very high coming into the season after seeing what he could do in the chase season. And we thought he was going to do very well, but so far it's not been the case. However, this is really the first good run we've seen out of the 62 car, and I wouldn't doubt that these runs continue, because if you remember, back in Season 1, this is where Nicholas Samudio really got good in these last 8 races. It seems like there's completely different drivers out there when the season switched, so we're going to have to see if that remains a trend in Season 2. Daniel Voiles was the driver to kick out Kyle Collins from that spot. He got 20th place. No, actually that was Brian Lenny. Daniel Voiles got 19th, but the margin was very slim to none. He was one of the drivers that kicked out Kyle Collins, and basically the Synthesis Dodge is looking to probably try to make it to at least the 3rd round. None of his teammates are in. It's just been a disappointing year so far for Red Viper Racing. However, Jose Vequez, he was a little happy about not making the chase, not because it was a missed opportunity, but he's still leading the Rookie of the Year points. This 51 car could be the first driver to win the Rookie of the Year championship, and with Joseph Sprigley, who is in 2nd right now, missing the race, I have very high hopes that the 51 will be able to pull it off if he just keeps making races from here on out. However, as we see, Zach Cars has moved into 2nd, passing the 83 car, but the 5 of Jake Booker has checked down in the field, and it looks no different from what we saw last year. We could see, I believe, a 3rd two-time winner at the track. I cannot clarify that, however. But the 5 car will be a 2-time winner at New Hampshire if he wins here. He won here last year. But if you remember, he had some competition from non-chaser Conrad Cooper. You saw Zach Cars back there, and Nicholas Samudio as well. Kyle Collins. They could be the Conrad Cooper from last year. Here's AJ Davidson. Rumors around have completely clarified that AJ Davidson is now moving from a driver to a team owner, and he will make Davidson Motorsports, and that team will run in Season 3. Hopefully they can have some success, but I don't know why they'd want to. I mean, they're running really good, and this is their first season making it as a chase driver. And oh, we got Zach Cars taking over the lead now. Switchback Racing, no wins, not in the chase. This is a great boost of confidence for them. And Season 3, they announced that they'll try to be expanding to a 3-car team. However, if they can't, they will stick with a 2 if possible. But Zach Cars says he has no plans of switching despite this off season. However, he must have been right, because right now he just took the lead from the dominating car of the afternoon so far. Here's the 12 car of Webster Zygarde. However, he's still not in last. He managed to surpass the 04 car and put a few cars in between them. So we will be checking back with this battle every so often during the race. And Gary Weaver isn't looking any better from where he started, but I see the 12 car now stuck on the outside. That could be a little bit dangerous for the 12. He does not want to be out there, especially being the guy with the highest expectations coming in here. Here's Brian Boone in the number 70 car. Bad Dad Racing got 2 of their members in, Kyle Singer being the 3rd one who missed it. Very surprised to see Singer have such a terrible year, but I'm pretty sure Kyle Singer will not be back in that ride. It was just luck that he managed to get in anyway. But the 70 car is, I don't know how to describe it. He's been alright, but it just seems like he's not chase material. He hasn't been running up front, but he managed to slip his way in anyway, and we're going to have to see how he can do. Here's Michael Kraft. We keep mentioning that he will not be back after this season, and no win has currently come on him yet. And this is actually getting bad for him, because he might not make that satisfying last run at the Bud Shootout next year if he does not get a win, which would be slightly disappointing, but we're going to have to see how that works out in the end. And here's Jay Durrell, the 4-time winner. He's been able to make up a few spots, but not too many. Not how the 43 car wanted to start out the chase, especially. Nicholas Samudio, he's continuing to move up, just passing the number 2 car of Jay Barker, now a 2-time winner in the series. But back out front, you see Zach Cars is currently holding the lead over Jake Booker. But it looks like we're going to have some pit stops happening. The Miller Lite Fusion is going to drop his car to the inside, and now he's going to come down pit road. We're going to have to see who takes tires, maybe 4 tires or maybe even 2 tires, depends. We could see pit strategy work out here. And it looks like most of the field is going to come down. But we got pit road complications coming on. This is Gary Weaver. No contact was made, but watch as the field slows up to go down pit road. Giovanni Barraza just brake checks in the middle of the track. That is a lot of time lost for Gary Weaver. And being that he's at the back of the pack, that is not going to help him in the slightest. And that's got to be... He's probably yelling over his radio right now. You see Brian Lenning, he will be the smart guy and lead barely anyone else in. Oh, the 98 got tagged by the 5, or vice versa. The 98 tagged the 5 coming out of his pit stall. And yeah, I see damage on the side of the car. And what a blunder by the 98. I'm not sure if there was just not enough room, but no matter the case, the 98 is now damaged. And if I look back, the 5 car did not get out as well as he wanted, as he would like. I don't know, there might be a flat tire on the 5 car. He is a little slow, but it looks like he's kind of gotten up to speed by now. Cody Russell is behind him in 4th, the nearest chaser to him. We got to also remember that Jake Booker, he may not be leading the race, but he's leading the race against the chasers. Both the cars in front of him are not chasers. However, we got Brian Lenning now coming out. We're going to have to see how he falls in this. You see Kyle Collins getting by. He's running 2nd. And he might just slide into 3rd, I think. Oh, no, never mind. Jake Booker will get around as well as Cody Russell. So this is your top 3 in points right now. So definitely, and talk about Brian Lenning. He almost didn't even make the chase. He was that 20th spot on the bubble. And thanks to the number 2 car of Jay Barker, he was able to stay in the chase. And he said he expressed a lot of gratitude to the 2 car. And I'm pretty sure those guys are buddies about now, but I'm pretty sure it was just all in the art of winning for the 2 car. However, back out front, not necessarily 2nd place, Kyle Collins is under attack by Jake Booker. Collins is just trying to get another win. I mean, the 83 car would be the championship leader right now if he was... Oh my, Daniel Maxwell is now slow on the track, in the middle of the track. It looks like he has a problem, and a caution will fly, and the first caution of the race will happen, and look out, looks like everyone will make it through all right. But our first caution will be for Daniel Maxwell, stopped in the middle of the track. And as your field comes back around, you can see the lead that 98 had put on the rest of the field. He was going to the finish, quite literally, unbattled at all. And so this will close up the field again, and we see where everyone was running. Looking back, some chasers. You see Webster Zygarde was in front of Gary Weaver at the time. But with 15 laps to go, we'll see the green flag. Does anyone have enough to dispatch the 98 car from the lead? And can the 5 get back to the front to try to secure his 2nd win here at the track? 98 coming off at turn 2. Currently no battles. It looks like the 38 car of Aaron Lukes is battling further back in the pack, but everyone will pretty much stay single file, or at least in the front. But you see the damage on the 98. You can see it pretty clearly in that angle. And the 5, the 83, and the 98 pulling away ever so slightly. However, we got a battle for 3rd. The 22 car is now attacking the number 5. And this is incredible. For a team that came in 20th in points, now is leading the race. I can't believe it, as Brian Lenning is now going to be leading the points if things go the way they are. However, Jake Booker did win the pole, so that will be 3 extra bonus points. Factor those in. Maybe he's not leading, but we'll have to see after the race ends. But he's going for more. Underneath Kyle Collins, the 83 car, and Brian Lenning's really looking to go places. He wants to challenge the 98 car. But what a run by Zach Carr so far. He's really shown nothing this season. And just out of the blue comes up and starts to lead laps, and almost it looks like he's going to win the race. We see Gary Weaver back here in the back. You see he's still running behind the 12 car of Webster Zygarde. Nothing has changed. However, it is going to be a close battle because these 2 cars have kind of switched spots a few times on track. But most of the time, it has been Gary Weaver behind the 12 car, and we're going to have to see if that lasts the rest of the race. We only got a certain number of laps left, a small number. But keep in mind, if Webster Zygarde does still stay in this, he is last in points, and now he's at a very big disadvantage. white flag is out in the field as the 98 car is coming around the Miller Lite Ford. Looks like he's going to hold on and secure his first win. He debuted at Daytona in Season 1, which is making him one of the longest waited drivers for a win, and Zach Cars is finally, looks like he's going to get it. Unless anything happens, does not look like it. Out of turn 4, checkered flag for the 98 Miller Lite Ford as Zach Cars will take the win and his first one of his career, and I'm sure it feels a little bittersweet about this. If it would have came one race earlier, he might have made the chase. But here's your battle back for the chase. Checkered flag. It looks like the 12 will keep his spot in 19th, and Gary Weaver will be the odd man out, and Weaver is not going to make the chase now. Or at least he's going to get kicked out as looks like we have our first elimination. 19 will remain after this race. We'll get official confirmation of this in the finishing results. But Zach Cars, you see, winning the race. Not a chaser in the winner's circle, but still a heartwarming story after all. But Brian Lenning, you see, taking the 3rd spot. He will be the chase leader, I think, over Jake Booker. You see down the list, Kyle Collins, an impressive run. Nicholas Samudio, how about that? Finishing out 6th. Kyle Singer showing he still has some worth in 8th. Going down, everyone else is chasers though. Brian Boone and Michael Jones, you see, running at 11th and 13th. They might be trying to prove me wrong there. Back in the mid-section, we got Arsha Sane, not the best run for him. Neither is Ryan Dunn. Those guys coming in 15th and 16th. Also, drivers that kind of need to look out. You see Michael Kraft, Daniel Hoyles, Addison Steinbeck, they're on the edge. How about Jay Durrell, though? He started pretty far back, but he managed to climb his way up at least a little bit. Now he has a bit of a cushion with the 3 drivers underneath him. 4, I believe, actually. And then you see here in the final 14, Webster Zygarde will eke out Gary Weaver by just 2 positions. And those 2 positions is going to cost Gary Weaver a chance at winning the title. But he gave it all he had. But it looked like Gary Weaver was just destined to finish 31st, as that's where he qualified. Down the list, nothing happened, but Daniel Maxwell was the only DNF in 42nd. Here are your official chase standings as Jake Booker, it looks like that pole did help him out and it'll catapult him to the lead. But no matter, Brian Lenning is only 2 points behind. And you see down at the bottom, Gary Weaver highlighted in red. He is out of the race with 12 points, not enough to keep him going. Webster Zygarde with 14. He's going to have a lot of ground to make up to catch Jake Booker and Brian Lenning. But this looks vaguely similar to last year with Jake Booker on top. I mean, I don't know if just Jake comes alive in the chase. I don't know, but he's currently showing it again. We're going to have to see if that carries through, though, to race 18. Anyways, let's get off that train. Let's get back on the more familiar standings, the Rookie of the Year point standings, with Jose Vequez currently leading him with 376. Going down, you see Cesar Chavez now driving the 25, so Double Team Motorsports is now not in the top 3 spots. But anyways, here is your chase for the Pennzoil Cup, a little demographic just to show who's left, who's not. And we're going to be following this through the rest of the season. Can't wait for the rest of the races to be done, and we got a lot more racing left in the series. 18 more drivers to eliminate and 1 driver to crown champion. We're going to have to see who that is, though. Keep watching the Pennzoil Cup Series Season 2 as it finishes up. And we will see you later and the Pennzoil Cup Series will see you next time at Charlotte. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.